Hello, beautiful survivors, and welcome back to Stroke Surviving the Odds, the podcast. I'm Karina, and I'm the host and the creator behind it. The mission of the show is to help you move forward and see that the life is not over after stroke. I want you here to reclaim your life and reclaim your identity. And the guest that I bring to you in videos today or in every other videos are people that are giving you strategies on how to move forward. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about me. 27 years ago, I suffered a brainstem dissection that led me to coma in a locked-in syndrome. Evidently, I am here today sharing every single thing that I have learned in the last 27 years that helped me survive the world as a stroke survivor. And our guest today, Brenda Cummings, is not any different. She has the motivation of 20 people, and I can't wait for her to tell us how she does it, how she's recuperating. But before, I want to welcome Brenda.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
You're very welcome. I was really looking forward to meeting you. Um, Can you tell us, me and the audience and our listeners, who was Brenda before the stroke?
Brenda was a operations manager for a major company, and I managed several apartment communities. And my job was to go in and take a bad community and turn it into a good apartment community. Um, it was a comfy six-figure job, but you earn those figures and then some.
I bet.
So, yeah, let me just say that. Yeah, you really
It
earned
must
the
have
money.
taken a toll on you.
It does. It does. And what you have to do is put your best foot forward. And in the meantime, in the back is your health that starts to suffer. And you kind of overlook that and you're looking at the main parts of your job, making sure you get the deadlines taken care of, making sure you get everything done for your boss, but you're really not taking care of yourself as you should.
So if I'm understanding from what you're saying, that lifestyle that you were leading led to your stroke.
In part, it did.
In part.
I was overweight. I would say that I had high blood pressure. I was calling myself, of course, maintaining my blood pressure by taking medication and doing that. I suffer from migraines, so the migraines, of course, added to the blood pressure going up. So that contributed to the stroke that I had.
Okay, okay. And can you tell us a little bit, do you have kids?
I do. I have two
Okay.
children.
I have some good questions for you now that you have kids. I want to know about that. But can you tell us about the stroke? What happened?
Well, the stroke that I had was on 10/19/19. I had gone to the emergency room 3 days in a row.
Hmm.
And how I drove there, the first day I do remember driving there. The next 2 days I do not remember anything. I
Wow.
remember going to the hospital. They examined me, did a MRI, did different things, and said that it was just I was suffering another bad migraine because I've had migraines since the age of 18.
Okay.
And the last day that I went there, evidently I had had the stroke. I'm not sure when I had it, but they gave me a walker because I said I had to go to the restroom and figured out I couldn't walk straight. So they just handed me a walker and sent me to the restroom. Well, by that time, when they got the results back again, they informed me that I had had a stroke.
Wow.
It was an
So you were
ischemic stroke.
misdiagnosed to begin with, and then you
Yes.
go to the hospital and you're not properly taken care of. They hand you something to facilitate your life, but you had the stroke
What they
already.
do is that when you have migraines, and let me just tell you this, when you have a history of migraines, the hospital treats you very differently. The hospital treats you as if you're just coming in to get some temporary relief. Sometimes they treat you like you're homeless. Sometimes they treat you like you're a drug seeker. And sometimes they treat you like they really care. And in this case, it was like, oh, she's having her migraine. She has a history of migraines. Let's just give her this and send her home. And that's what they
Okay.
did. But it on the third time that I went, it was like I did not know how I arrived at the hospital, did not remember giving my keys to the valet that was out there. I couldn't tell you anything. And I just didn't remember. When I woke up, my daughter was beside my bed, and she said, "I have something to tell you."
So
And
you
she
had
said,
no clue.
"No, no, no." And I was
Wow.
out. I was out, I guess, for a day or two because I was in intensive care. And at the time, my daughter was an RN, and she was going to school to be an ARNP. So she just was sitting at the bottom, the foot of my bed, because I woke up and she said, "Oh, she's up." And then she said, "Hey, mom," she said, "I need to tell you something. I don't need you to get upset. I don't want you to cry. I just need you to listen." She said, "Now you got two choices. I need you to listen. You're gonna cry, do it for a minute, and then I need you to fight." And just like that, I said, "So what's going on?" But I felt my right side being heavy. I
Oh
felt that.
shit.
So she told me what had happened, that I had suffered an ischemic stroke, a migraneous ischemic stroke. Notice what I just
Wow.
said, a migraneous ischemic stroke. All the times that I've been going to the hospital suffering with migraines, I end up having a migraneous ischemic stroke. So she just told me what had happened, and she said, you have two choices. You can give up or you can fight." I said, "I choose to fight." And that's what I did. I chose to fight.
Hold on. Now, I have so many questions going on in my
No,
head.
go ahead on.
Holy
I'm
shit.
fine.
You must have been scared when she said, when anybody tells us, "I have something to tell you," we know it's serious.
Yes. And
Were
I can
you
tell from the
scared?
look on her face that it was serious. I can
Okay.
tell, like, from her facial expressions, like, this is something, this very wrong, and she's very straightforward and blunt. So she just told me right out what it was. And then the next thing I asked, I said, "What do we need to do?" That was my word. What do we need to do? What do I need to do? Tell me. And so she told me what the plan was. While I was in there, I had to get accustomed to people lifting me up because I could not get up at all. I had to be lifted up on
Oh
the
my gosh. So from being this executive leader in your work to now being back in, for a lack of a better word, a childlike physique, like you needed to be
right.
taken care of. Oi, okay. Unfortunately, it's very common, but it must have been scary. So, what was your first reaction after she told you and you said, "I want to fight"? What was your reaction?
The first thing I did was prayed because I know through prayer I can get through anything. The first thing I did was pray, that I made up in my mind I need to find out what I can do to make this better for myself. So she told me they had therapists come in, starting to work with me. I went left the hospital like after 4 days, I believe, and went to a place called Banish, which is at Lakeland Regional Medical Center, and it's a
Yeah.
stroke floor. And you have to go through so many tests and jump so many hoops in order to get into Banish. But my family got me into Banish, and Banish just concentrates on strokes. That's what they do. If you're a
Okay.
stroke
Okay.
survivor, they concentrate on that.
At least you were taken in charge right away.
Right, right. And the thing of it is, with Banish, they have a program. It's from the time you wake up in the morning, and it's about 7 all the way to about 7 at night. There is a program that you have to go through, and you
Okay.
have to follow this program. If you do not, you will be kicked out of Banish because it's a part of being in Banish. They
No.
know. Oh, yeah, you have to. You have to follow that program. And you have people who don't want to get up, they don't want to eat, they don't want to try different things, and they see that as that, well, somebody else can take that spot who really wants to try. And now
Okay.
I understand that.
Okay. Now I'm getting to why you are so, again, lack of a better word, you're so motivated and gung ho on
I'm
recuperating
gun
because they
ho.
got you right away, man. They saw you wanted to fight and they got you right away. So let's get into the meat and potatoes. I know it's early on, and this is very interesting. So tell me about your support system.
My support system, I have a great support system with family and some true friends. And let me just tell you about family and friends. When you have a stroke, when you suffer a stroke, when you're that different person,
Yeah.
people become different. And you don't notice it right away, but you start noticing it. People will veer off. People will not call you as often. People will not
Mm.
come around. They will not invite you to different things, but it's okay. And I'm going to tell you why it's okay, because it taught me who really loved me and who didn't. It taught me who was using me and who was there for the long haul. And I love that. When a person says, well, that's kind of crazy, you had to have the stroke in order to learn it. Yes, but I'm glad I learned it because
Yeah.
I'm a giving person and I love to give. I love to see people happy. But when that's not reciprocated, then you're sitting up wondering why. I wonder what I did, and you didn't do anything. And then now with the stroke, you all of this kind of like floats to the surface. And I've noticed a lot of people tell me that. A lot of people tell me that.
So just give me a second to wrap my head around this, guys. Audience and listeners alike. Did you just hear what Brenda just said? That it is common, and that's when you know who's on your camp and who is not, who's going to stay and fight with you and who is going to move away. There's no judgment. If I'm understanding, there's no judgment, but it's a normal thing. And how important was it for you? What would you tell our listeners, our audience, about having that support system? How important were they for you? The good support system for you?
They're good. The support system that I have is good. They're in place. They've been in place, and they're people that I can talk to. It's people that were supporting me before, and even people that were not around me all the time. I wasn't talking to all the time. All of a sudden, they came up and they came out, and they're just like, "How are you doing? Do you need anything? Let me know. I can come over there to your house and I can clean, or I can do this, or I can do that."
Yeah.
After the stroke, I stayed with my daughter for a while, and then I decided that I wanted to make sure I had my own place. I didn't want to depend on anyone. I wanted my own place. And believe it or not, my first place after the stroke was a townhouse. And as you know, a townhouse has stairs. So I set up everything for myself downstairs, and I would go upstairs with my caregiver and take a shower, walk up the stairs with her. I had to have another railing put up so I can grab on both sides, but I did that.
So I'm hearing right away you were so I guess your business background of leading a team and leading yourself in business allowed you to have these systems, create these systems for you to work. Like you said, you put everything on the main floor and you would go up with your caregiver. You would plan your day according to what was going on.
Exactly. Exactly. I
That
had to
is
because
awesome advice.
the caregiver was only there for a limited number of hours. So the hours that she was there, she would clean, she would make sure that I had my bath, make sure everything was done, my food was done, and everything else that had to go on because I had a half bath downstairs. So I can go and use the restroom downstairs, of course. But
Okay.
like if I need to wash off or anything, I would have to do it in the sink. If anything else would happen, it would have to be in the sink. And of course, you're talking about a person that's right-handed and I was right side affected. So I was having to learn to use everything with my left hand. And trust me, it is difficult.
I I raise my hat to all of you guys. I'm lucky. I'm left affected and I'm righty. So I'm lucky that my strength was already implanted on my right? And I didn't have to relearn, but I tried at the beginning because it was not that mobile. I tried brushing my teeth or holding a brush to my hair. Oh my God. So you guys rock. You guys that are affected on your operative side. Wow, 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 wow. So that's another thing. I love how you have, and that's what I love about your videos on social media. You take us with you through what you're going through, but also you're always gracious. You're
I have
always,
to be.
you have to be. Who do you have to be that for?
I have to be that first of all to God, because I pray and I understand prayer, and I understand that, if I ask, it's going to be given unto me. It's not going to be given the way I may want it, but it's going to be given unto me. And I have faith. That's the
Hallelujah.
whole thing. I have faith, and I have faith that not going back, because we can never go back. If we were normal and never had a stroke, you can't go back to yesterday. All I want is to gain strength, be able to use my right side the way it should be, but not the way it used to be, but better than what it used to be. And if it can't be better, at least show a percentage of improvement than what it is now. And I keep doing it every single day. And every day I see some improvement. But the only reason why is because of my faith and because I put effort. You can't sit up and ask for something, but you never put effort to get something. You can't say, I want to go to the store, but you haven't planned out how you're going to go to the store. You're just sitting in your house and saying, oh, I just want to go to the store. It doesn't work
Thank
like that.
you. Thank
You
you.
have to
Thank
put
you.
forth effort.
You have to put effort into not, you don't just talk to talk. You got to walk the walk.
And if
And
that
you,
means I've fallen down so many times I can't count. I've sit up and bruised myself so many times that I can't count. But guess what? I learned the way to get up. Now, when I first had therapy, let me just say this: after getting out of Banish, my in-house therapy was not good for me, and I'm gonna tell you the
okay.
reason why. They don't push you as much. I had one therapist that pushed me. But the other ones, it was like they were coming there for their 30 minutes and they would be in the car for 10 minutes, then come and give you 10 minutes and back in their car for another 10, not getting anything. When you
Are
go
you
to
serious?
my caregiver noticed it, and one day she was just totally mad, and I would never forget Miss Janetta. She was like, you know what? I'm just gonna have to tell her. And she took her outside, and I could hear her. She was like, you're being paid to come in here for 30 minutes. You're not in here 30 minutes. You're in your car 10 minutes on your phone. And you
No.
come in here and you sit at the table and you're not doing anything. And then she would want me to collect boxes and unfold the boxes and stuff. Well, I have OCD. Let me just tell you that. I'm a clean freak. And I'm not going to have empty boxes laying around my house, because, as you
No,
know, empty
no, no,
boxes can
no.
draw insects, and I'm too OCD for that. And I was like, it has to be other things. So I bought games, and my kids bought me games and different things for me to work on and use, and I really really appreciated that. But I knew I needed more, because in Banish, you're going to physical activities every day. You're there. You have physical activities, and I knew that's what I had to do. So afterwards, and I've been going to Grasslands. It's called Grasslands. It's a part of
Okay.
Banish, but it's the outpatient part. I've been going there almost 2 years, and when I tell you I can see a difference, I can. It makes a difference having somebody push you. You're there for 30 minutes or 45 minutes each one of your sessions, and the whole time you're there is doing this, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing this, you're doing that. They're gonna ask you if you want something to drink. Are you okay? And then let's get with the next thing. Let's get with the next thing. It's no
I,
sitting down.
nope, nope. I have to tell you, oh my God, like we hear the speed of your voice, the emotion in your voice, and I can just imagine that you're like that. You're a go-getter, man. You're just like that. I remember when I was I was 3 months in rehab, in live-in rehab,
Hmm.
and the therapist, I had an hour of therapy a day. And I used to work out, so I
Hmm.
volunteered to have an extra half hour in the afternoon, and they would put me on the reverse plank. So you
Hmm.
lie down, they tie you with, they strap you in, and then they
Hmm.
reverse the plank to elongate your legs, right?
Hmm.
And I did that. I took it upon myself, and then I would do, let's say, 15 minutes of the plan, the line, the standing up, and then I would do stationary bike or walking around the gym holding a glass of water, you know. And
Yeah.
this determination brought me to where I am. So that determination brought you to where you are. So
My
again,
determination is.
the listeners and the viewers that are sitting there unmotivated, unwilling to do things, don't happen by magic. Like Brenda
Mm.
said before, you can't say, I want to walk again, but you never do therapy. or you never practice different techniques, you gotta try. That's
And
what
you're
I.
gonna fall. You're gonna fall. You're gonna and guess what? You're gonna try the first time. When I even tried to lift my arm up, my arm would not come any, not even above my waist. Now my arm is up to here. That's way above my waist, but it wasn't doing that. It wasn't doing that a year ago. I have a
Wow.
picture, a video of me on one of my videos that was December the 16th of last year. I had a Vivistem implanted on December the 19th, and we'll discuss the Vivistem. But anyway, with having a Vivistem implanted, you go to therapy 90 minutes 3 times a week.
Okay.
So the everything that you're seeing me do now is from my 90 minutes 3 times a week. You have to be there, you have to show up. You have to do these things. And they don't play the whole 90 minutes you're working out. You get time to get a glass of water. If I want a glass of water now, they make me go to the machine, put ice in, get my cup, put ice in it, get
Yeah.
my water.
Did you have to back? Well, I don't know if in 2019 there was no more phones, phone booths and phones along the
Mm.
wall. Okay,
No, I don't remember.
when I had my stroke, there was rows of phones in the here we have Bell Canada, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we had rows of phone in the rehab. And I remember having to pick up the phone, put it here, and dial like fake dial numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, you're bringing back good memories, but memories. Wow. How do you celebrate when you have a win? Because I see that you see the progress you do. Like you said, your arm didn't go up a year ago as much as it does now. So
Mm-hmm.
do you celebrate those little wins?
Every win I have, I celebrate it. I thank God
How?
first, and then I do something. Like I said, I thank God first, and then I do something for myself. Like I'll sit up and I'll like with my arm, I'll move it up and down just to see it go up and down, and just remembering, hey, it couldn't do this before. Hey, it couldn't do this before, and I can do it now. And it's just makes it brings me so much joy because I remember when I couldn't even lift it up. It was too heavy to lift up, and then when it wasn't heavy, it would just flop like this, just flop like this. It doesn't do that. Right. It doesn't do that. Even my therapist was saying the other day when I had the air cast on my arm and I was showing everybody the air cast, how my
What
arm
is
used
that?
to,
What is that?
it's a cast. It's just you put in a balloon or like what children wear for the swimming pool, a swim
Okay, like a swim
floating
aid,
on. Yeah,
a
but it's
floaty.
all the way from your shoulder all the way down to your fingers. Your fingertips are
Okay.
covered. So they blow it up and then it's like zero gravity. So then it allows you to put your arms up and all the way back, up and all the way back, up and all the way back. So that's what they were doing. Well, before when I would put it up, my arm would just go, wow, just flop down to the point they would
Wow.
have to catch it. But now I have control. When you put it up, then it comes down like it's supposed to. So I can put it up and it doesn't flop down. I have control of bringing it down. So that was one of the things that she was, and they reminded me of that because I've been in their program for 2 years. So they know exactly what I've been doing.
You're motivating me to move my arm right now.
I
Wow,
love it
that
when
is
I
great.
love that. I love the fact that that you can just see little progress. And I tell people this is the thing. If you see 1% difference each day from you trying something new, just 1% difference, it's a difference. It's something that you need to mark, that you need to celebrate. Thank God you have that
Yes.
1% difference because it's good. It's good to see just that difference every single day.
If if you had the chance to go back to your old life, would you want to go back?
No, and I'll tell you why.
My gosh, Ben, you're not even letting me ask you. Oh, I love you. I love you. No, but seriously, so you would not want to go back to who you were. Why?
No,
Why?
I discovered so many new things about myself, about people around me, and I would not have discovered that if I didn't have the stroke. I
Like?
would, my faith has
Mm-hmm.
strengthened so much. And that's important to me. That wouldn't have happened. I believe that I would have been more so concentrating on business and not my faith. And that changed so much with this. Me knowing who really cares about me and who doesn't is important, because you don't want to be around people who don't really care about you, or they were pretending all the time. It's best for you. I have a saying: I can love you from a distance. I'm going to love you. I'm going to pray for you, but I'm going to do it from a distance because I know what my place is with you. So I'm good with that.
That's something that many of us had to learn the hard way.
Mhm.
You figured it out right away. So
It
that's
it took me it took me a little bit of time, and when I say that, I
okay.
was in denial. Let me tell you this. I
Mm,
was in denial. I was in denial that these people would do me that way. I was in the denial that why did the call stop? Why did the interaction stop? And I kept trying to blame myself with something I did. Then I kept praying about it. I was going through my mind, just Lord, show me what I've done.
okay.
I hadn't done anything. What happened is I had the stroke, and that was it. I had the stroke, and now instead of being a part of your life where I can contribute to your life and do things with you that you want me to do or do for you, I'm in your way in some sense. And I'm one of those people, I don't believe in being in your way. I would go in my room and sit down if I'm even on vacay with somebody. If I feel like I can't participate in something, I'm going to tell you, hey, if y'all are going to, let's say, Disney World, go ahead and go, because I'm going to stay at home. I'm going to stay
That's
at home.
amazing, Brenda, because a lot of people, a lot of my clients that I meet in my coaching or people on social media, one of the biggest complaints that hurt my heart when I hear this or I read the posts of people is that they feel transparent and they feel like people talk about them. They're in the room. People talk about them like they're not in the room, or they're afraid to voice. Like I have a client that went on vacation with a sibling, someone in her family, and was afraid to say. So that person was go, 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 did not have a stroke. And the girl that had the stroke had a hard time to tell the other one, I can't do it because for X, Y, and Z reason. I think it's important that you say your truth. You know who you are.
The thing of it is, if you don't tell a person, they remember this, they know the old you. They don't know really the new you that you're trying to improve and to make better. They just know the old you who used to go, go, go. And I was one of those people. I would go from A to Z, A to Z, A to Z. I would leave my job on Friday, fly into Florida, and come back on Monday morning, flying back in on Monday. That's what I would do because I would want to see my grandkids. I would miss them, and I would want to see my grandkids. So hey, I'm flying back and forth, flying back and forth. Um, but now it's different. Yes, I can fly. Yes, and I've done that, but it's not the point. The point of it is, if I know that, let's just say, if I know that someone wants to go to Disney World and they have not been able to reserve a scooter, we're going to use that for instance, then I'm going to tell them, you know what? I know that
Tell
I
them.
can't walk around Disney World for 5, 6, 7 hours. So I'm going to let you enjoy Disney World. I'm going to enjoy the villa that you rented and stay there. Or I'm going to enjoy the house that you rented and stay there. Do that. Or if you can, get an Uber to take you to the local shopping center where you can go and walk around a little bit and go back. But if not, just enjoy doing something at the house. Don't overextend yourself. Then you get frustrated, and the people you with are getting frustrated because you haven't voiced your opinion.
Amen. Did you
You
hear this,
have to tell
guys?
them.
Did you hear this? This is what I've been busting your ears for the past few years. And now Brenda just did it. You have to tell the people. And they don't know you as you are now. And it might seem frustrating and embarrassing for you to say, I can't do this. I'm going to stay back. I'm going to stay in the villa. I'm going to do something else and we'll catch up later. There's
Exactly,
nothing
because
wrong in that.
it's
So,
nothing,
what
because
would
it
you
brings
say
less
if,
hurt.
and what would you say to the person that says, but Brenda, I feel like a failure, or I feel like I'm letting them down. What would you say if another stroke survivor said that to you?
First of all, nothing beats a failure but a try. You know what you're capable of doing, and by keeping it hid, all you're doing is hurting yourself. And then eventually, the people who have been inviting you places are going to stop because they don't know what your limitations are. You haven't voiced your limitations, so tell them, "Hey, I would love to go with you on vacation. This is what I can do. This is what I can't do." If you don't have your own motorized scooter, then hey, do they have motorized scooters so we can get that done in advance? A lot of places have scooters that you can get in advance. And if it's a place that doesn't have them, just know that you can't go. I'll meet you after you come back. We can have dinner together
Yeah.
and do that. But you have to voice what's wrong with you because they can't read your mind. Nobody that I know is a mind reader like that. So, but God, and we're not going to
But
go there with that. We're going to
yes.
Right, we're going to go with this. They're not mind readers. They don't know what
Yeah.
you're capable of doing and not doing. Do you know the most embarrassing thing? And I know stroke survivors will understand this. The most embarrassing thing to me was to have to ask someone to wipe me because I'm left-handed now, and I'm normally right-handed, and I had to ask someone to do it. But guess what? I put all that pride aside, and that's what it is, pride, and said, "Can you help me?" That's what my caregivers were there, and then my kids bought me tools to learn how to do that. So I had tools that I could
Really?
use to wipe myself. Yes, you have to learn how to ask
You
and
should.
look up
Okay.
stuff.
Whoa, Captain. Whoa, girl. You need to post that tool. That is amazing.
Okay.
Please post it on the group. No
Okay.
details required.
I would
TMI,
do
but
that.
this is for intimate care. But
Exactly.
that would be amazing. Please post it on our group.
I will. I definitely will.
So you took it. Yes, it goes out the window. The embarrassment and the shame. I used to be a model, and when I was in the hospital and I hadn't shaved for a few weeks,
Hmm.
I was embarrassed, but at the same time, screw it. Do what you gotta do. You want to put a catheter in me? Go right ahead.
Exactly.
I don't mind. I mean, I mind, but I don't mind. Do what you gotta do, And it
Exactly.
goes out the window. We become humbled.
Very, very. People who sit up and feel like they're ashamed of what they can't do, it's wrong. And I'm gonna tell you why it's wrong. Because once again, I can't read your mind. You can't read my mind. You have to know I'm capable of doing this, but at this present time, I'm not able to do this. That's all. It's no big deal. And I tell my therapist this. I don't use the word can't. I try not to ever use that. But yes, sometimes you do. But I just say at this time, I'm not capable of doing it. And I leave it
Love
alone.
it. So you're just reframing how you're saying it.
Yes,
I
yes,
love
because you
that.
can't say you can never do it. You just can't do it at all. But just saying at
Now,
this time, I'm not capable of doing it. That means I'm going to be able to do it later. Right now, I'm not able to do it.
I find that as stroke survivors, it's the energy is going. You're getting me all hyped up right now. That's great.
Thank you.
Um, I hope that other people get that your energy and you're all hyped up. I love it. You're matching my crazy. I love
That's a
it. I
good
love it.
thing. That's a good
But at the
thing.
same time, when we had the chance to talk before the official recording, um, you had said, Karina, I say my truth. And you know what? I say my truth as well. I pride myself in that. And I, like you, have nothing to hide. And you said, Karina, if I hide something, it means I have something to hide. If I don't say something, it means I have something to hide, and I have nothing to hide.
I don't
That
because
was very powerful what you said. When you said that, I said, shit, this girl knows her stuff.
I try to because if you hide things from people, though, let me just give an example. If you're around people that have never suffered a stroke, they don't know what you're feeling. They don't know that your head is hurting. They don't know that your eye is hurting. They don't know that your right arm is hurting. They don't know anything. They don't know that you can only lift up to your waist and still being able to lift up over your head. They don't know those things. And a lot of times they won't even ask those things because they don't want to hurt you. They don't want to embarrass you. Or it's just that they are not being nosy. They just don't ask. So you have to relay that to them. You need to
Mhm.
tell them, I don't mind doing this and that, but this is what I can do at this time. Always put, but this is what I can do at this time. Because if you keep practicing and keep practicing, I was not able at one time to open the drawers in my kitchen. I was not able to open the refrigerator door. I can now, but it took practice. It took practice. And guess what? You have to practice. If I'm not mistaken, my therapist told me that your hand moves 10,000 times a day. Well, guess what? When you have a stroke, it's not doing that. So you have to force it to your brain to remember this hand can do this. This hand can do this. This hand can do it. You practicing, practice and practice. 10,000 times is a lot. It's a lot, but we
Okay.
don't know
No.
that. We don't
Wow.
know that because we don't keep up with the count, but that's what she told me and I believe her. You have to realize, like, I'm doing this, that's counting as times of using it. And I know probably I do this 10,000 times or more a day. But you have to practice. You have to practice, and you have to allow yourself a sense of peace of knowing, just because you can't do it now, just because you used to do it but you can't do it now, relate it to someone and keep
I love
going.
it.
Whether they
I
like
love
it or
it.
not, keep it moving.
I love it. I love it. I feel like there is so much more. I definitely would love to invite you again. As you are recuperating, recovering, I want to know maybe something like now you gave us the arm you're having. When you bring it up, I want to know by this summer, maybe you're going to be bringing it up to your ears.
I
That
better.
that is huge, huge. One last question before I let you go today.
Okay.
Um, is you said you have children and you have daughters and you have grandkids. How
Yes.
do
And
you
great
feel?
grands and great grands.
Wow, look at you, Mama. Wow. So how do you feel? How do you know that you led them by example?
Just the type of women that they become. Just looking at them, they're very strong minded, strong will. And I want to say something too. My youngest daughter, has a best friend, and her best friend has become like a daughter to me. She will take me to my appointments, videotape me because my daughter is at work, and my other daughter, of course, is at work, and she will videotape me, and she will encourage me if we're going in the store. She will holler, use the right hand, use the right hand, and I appreciate that. She pays attention. She
Oh my
listens to
God.
yeah, she listens to what the therapist say. She listens to what my Vivistem therapist says. So, and the next time I come on, we definitely have to talk about Vivistem because it is something that can really help people.
Remind me, what's the top, what you want to talk about? So I'm going to write it down.
Vivistem is a procedure that you can have. I had it in December, and I've
Okay.
I've
Don't
shown remarkable.
keep a surprise. Keep a surprise.
Okay, I will.
I'm gonna put this because all my guests, I have files for each one of you. So
Okay.
I definitely, so now we have a direction to go at it. And what about your granddaughters and your great grandkids? How do you
My
feel and think and know that you lead them by example? Because I'm big on leading by example. I want people to know kids are watching us.
Well, my I have one granddaughter that has had Moya disease, and she had 3 strokes, and she's had 2 brain surgeries, and she is doing good. She's doing good, and she has encouraged me. She had the strokes that she had before I had the stroke that I had, and she just has encouraged me, encouraged me, encouraged me, and she is going to be getting the Vivastim procedure herself. And it's just like looking at her, it makes me know that beyond all things you can do all things, even when people say it's impossible, because she drives, she does whatever she needs to do, and she takes it all in stride. And when she has to ask for help, she asks for help. When she says she can do something, she can do it. And that's it. And I have a granddaughter in love, is what I call her, not granddaughter-in-law, but my grandson's wife. She goes to me to therapy, and she does a great job with me in therapy. and she takes pictures, she videotapes also too, and she will bring my grandson, my great grandson, with her, and he'll hold the broom. He's like one going on two. He will hold
No
the little
way.
broom. Yes, trying to help himself. So it's just I have great grandchildren. I have great grandchildren and great great grandchildren. You know, I look
Your
at
family
them
sounds great. Honestly, I'm proud that you were capable of setting boundaries with the people that
exactly.
you love at a distance, and you keep really close. And I'm a little bit envious now that everybody's taking videos. Back in my time, there was no Facebook, no podcast, no videos. I didn't even have a cell phone until maybe 10 years after I had a stroke, right?
Well, you
I
know,
wish, I wish I had.
I just got the courage to do this. Let me tell you this. I have courage all the time, but so far it's just doing the videos. I wanted to see people to see the difference. I wanted them to see the difference. And at first I was going to do it. I changed my mind because at one point in time my face was like kind of disoriented.
Yes, I
And yes,
remember.
and it straightened out. Thank God for that. And then it was like, this is my journey. I'm just going to do what I can do. And when people ask me about it, I tell them. And then when I got the Vivastim procedure, I say, you know what? People need to know about this. And that was the reason why I did it.
So listen, we're not going to wait until December for this. We're going to wait a couple of weeks, and I
Okay.
want to hear about this procedure. I think that
No
the
problem.
people need to know about it, but I'm going to have to cut today short. Well, 42 minutes is pretty good. It's pretty good. It's the average of my guests, but I feel like I
Okay.
could go on and on and on, and we could have a couple of coffees and a couple of glasses of wine. So I absolutely love you.
I love you
Um,
too. Thank you so much.
I'm so happy that we met. You see, had we not had the stroke, we would not have met. We would not have grown. We would not have grown our faith or our circle. So thank you. And
Exactly.
so on this note, guys, Brenda is, I told you she's amazing. She's phenomenal. I mean, she motivates. She's even motivating me, man. So listen, excuse me. I'm trying to talk fast like you now, Brenda. So we have audio podcast on Spotify, iTunes, Google, and Apple. Go ahead and download the podcast. That way you can listen to it as you are recuperating. As well, video podcasts are always on YouTube. So the groups on all of my social media is Stroke Surviving the Odds, the podcast. Just look for it, people. Like, follow, ask questions, get involved, get implicated. Don't be shy. And evidently, Brenda is very knowledgeable on many topics that I'm not. So with this note, I'm going to tell you guys how much I love you. And I am going to be seeing you soon. Brenda?
Thank you.
High five, girl. High five, girl. Yay! Love you.
Love you too. Thank